And the market knows nothing about your Golf 7 or M4.
For us, we didn't have a payout for, I think it was 3 months from MFT.
You know, obviously, I believe people do struggle with revenge trading.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Nqobile Tembane from Top Traders South Africa, and we bring you guys another installment of Industry Chats podcast where we sit down with industry players on all levels. And today is an exciting one, but I'm not sitting alone. I've got my amazing co-host with me today.
MJ Givens Kgasi.
Yes.
The signature name.
Signature name, yeah. Full name, government name, in case you guys want him. So we've got a very special conversation today. But before we get into it, you guys going to hear about it. Our sponsor, OctaFX, you guys will hear about it in a bit later in the video. But for today's conversation, today we've got a panel. I wanted to say roundtable chat, but it seems like it's a corner table chat. Yeah, we're not sitting alone. We've got esteemed guests with us today. We've got a returning guest from last week's episode. We've got Lee in the building. Hey, Lee.
Hey, what's up? Good to be back.
Good to have you back. We had a really amazing conversation last week. Thank you so much for coming back. Even though I was like, I got you at the end of the episode, it was like, hey. Yeah.
No, you kind of put me in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Can't say no to someone doing that.
Yeah, I think I learned that from my father. My dad does that a lot to people. Yes, and we've also got, today we've got two guys, two gents, very prominent in the industry. You guys will notice them from their individual roles in the industry. We know them, some we know from somewhere, some we know from some places, some of you know them from behind the scenes. And we've got Jabu Souls. Actually, you were on the podcast. It's not your first time here.
Yes,
I am so sorry.
First time. Thank you so much for having me again, bro.
We've got Jabu Souls in the building. And we've also got Andrew Walker. It's your first time here.
Government names.
Yeah, also known as Andy, of course.
Indeed.
People know you as Andy. Yeah, no, thank you so much, guys, for coming out. How's everyone doing? Yeah, let's start there by Andy.
Yeah.
Since you're the new guy.
All good, eh? We're carrying on with life as we go. You know, there's new expectations and new doors that open every day, but we just carry on.
Yeah, how was your week?
Yeah, it's not bad, eh? Of course, with the companies and stuff, there's always hiccups and things to go through, but, you know, it takes one to persevere to push through that. But other than that, all good.
Yeah, no, that's good. So, how you doing?
No, man, I'm doing well.
Yeah?
Everything's going well. Obviously, there's a little bit of challenges here and there, but that's what we live for and strive for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing well, man. And how are you doing?
Me? I will get to me. No, I'm good. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. No, I'm good. No, I'm really good. No complaints from my side. Things are going well. I'm in good spirits, you know. I've got this for me right here. It feels like a very monumental moment. Us doing something that's out of our comfort zone and saying that, hey, look, let's have people to come and have a discussion about a conversation that matters to a lot of people.
Sure.
MJ, how you doing?
I'm doing I'm doing well. I'm excited to have Souls.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, because last time when I checked this episode, people were saying that his voice sounds like someone else. Man, I think I'm also excited about today's episode because we're doing something different. And I think obviously people are going to enjoy what we do.
Yeah. Hi guys, this is Nqobile Tembane.
This is MJ Givens Kgasi from
Top Traders South Africa. And we've partnered with OctaFX. OctaFX is a reliable and transparent broker providing online trading services worldwide since 2011.
We have partnered with OctaFX, understanding the role and the importance of traders platform. We made sure to partner with a broker that understands that.
OctaFX offers no commissions, no swaps, and no hidden fees, so you can focus less on the stresses and more on your trading.
OctaFX offers quick withdrawals and deposits. Furthermore, with advanced fund security, your funds will be safe with OctaFX.
If you are looking to learn how to trade, look no further, because OctaFX offers free comprehensive education to learn. Click on the link in the description.
Trading made clear with OctaFX.
Trading made clear with OctaFX.
Yeah.
And Lee, how are you doing?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm keeping well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very excited to come here back,
Oh yeah.
and you know, it's just obviously everything that we do here is not rehearsed,
Yeah.
so everything is quite exciting. Maybe
Yeah.
if you just drop us another spotlight question, we'll have to answer it as is. But looking forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that's great. No, now that you guys are acquainted with everyone a little bit, we can just get into it, guys. So today we're basically going to be talking about all things prop firms. Prop firms are currently the topic at the moment, the hottest topic in the trading, in the financial industry right now, especially for retail traders, obviously, because like a lot of people who watch are retail traders. So we definitely want to be, we're making you guys part of the conversation that we're having today. We have, everyone's going to introduce themselves in a short while, because you guys are probably wondering why these guys are here. You guys know Lee was here last week, so Lee already, he's a prop firm trader, but we also want to know why these two are here.
Why are they here?
Why are they here? And what are their roles currently? Because we're all industry players right here.
Sure.
We're all industry players. We're all playing on different levels. So you guys can just tell people what is it that how you guys are involved in the industry, and yeah.
Sure. So I want to go back about 6 months ago. Jabu and I met actually last year over an email. And since then, we founded two companies together in South Africa, Mzansi Global Markets and Mzansi Funded Traders. We both play active roles as chief executives or chief operations officers, and that's what we're still doing at present. But on the sideline, it's still traders and carrying on with that, but essentially just trying to build a South African brand that people can trust.
No, that's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, since we're in partnership, I
Yeah.
think he spoke for
He
me.
spoke for both. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, so okay, so right now the way it's set up, I've got prop firm traders on my right,
Yeah,
prop firm owners on my left.
sure.
Yeah, no. But before we actually get into the conversation, I know everyone's been talking prop firm this, prop firm that, but can we get into the history of prop firms? Like understanding the history of prop firms, where they come from, where they derived from.
Okay, cool. Look, I don't know where they come from, but one thing I can do is obviously speak for myself as how I got introduced into the prop space. It was in 2017, end of 2017. I started with one of the prop firms. At first, I didn't really understand, obviously, the rules that come with prop firms and stuff. And that goes without saying. It was straight violation. So yeah, it's ever since been firstly introduced into the space, and I started looking deep into it from a trader point of view. And I realized actually it is a good way to leverage themselves and grow their capital. And that's ever since then. And I've always had interest in being involved in the trading space. And when the opportunity came for myself and Andy to actually found a prop firm in South Africa, man, I took that by both arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I was introduced by prop firms before it blew up, before all of the big names are out there. So the popular name was FTMO back in the time. And I think the way to authenticate yourself as a real trader was to go out and get that certificate, that you've passed the evaluation and you've passed this. And I think just on a personal level, I didn't need the funds to go trade their capital or anything. I think it was more just to position myself in the industry that I can trade and I know what I'm doing. And for me, that's how I was introduced to prop firms. Is I got my first FTMO certificate, and that I wouldn't say it really boosted my image, but it really gave me a good reputation that, okay, this man actually knows what he's doing. And essentially that from itself, using a prop firm, a certificate can't be faked, especially if it's outside or in America, for example. You can't really do these things. And so to feature on like a leaderboard that's managed by the company that you're with, it also shows you authenticity as a trader. And that's sort of how I was introduced to prop firms. And then from there, I got the certificate, but I never really took it further. And then it started really blowing up. So I thought, okay, why not? You know what I mean? It's you like, for example, you pay $40, but you turning that $40 into $5,000, for example. It's money that, you know, people don't necessarily have, because there's a norm that you can take 800 rand to R1 million in a week, and essentially that's why people fail. But with you know, with funded accounts and that kind of stuff, it allows you to leverage your capital as long as you're a good trader.
Yeah. Anything from the side of the table?
I think you classify me as a group.
No, but from Pretoria. The Pretoria traders.
No, I think you can come in there.
No, basically I was actually asking the history of prop firms, but I think Souls was just like, you know what, it's not my place. We are here, and but we already know how you started. Like you mentioned last, guys. If you guys want to watch the video that we did with Lee, go last week. There was a lot of information shared there. We might not get into all of it today, but because we have other things to talk about today.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's that. Elephant in the room. My Forex fund.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys are prop firm owners. How has that affected you guys?
I think from a client perspective, obviously people are always worried about their funds being in a financial security. And I think the issue with my Forex funds is they were using a unregulated broker to execute their trades. And that's where the problem comes in, because if you're unregulated, you can start manipulating things. And I think with the commission in America, that's where they got reported to. And eventually, once you get so many reports, they have to take action. And I think with us, it's just, you know, with our live chat and our support emails and stuff, we just get a lot of questions saying, well, what happened to my Forex funds affect what's happening to you guys? And I think what's happening with my Forex funds is very custom to the United States and Canada, especially with the Security Commission and stuff, how they operate there. Because, I mean, as a South African broker that's regulated, we can't even offer services to American clients. And I think that's where the grayscale comes in, and that's where they overstepped. It's because they're using an unregulated broker to execute their trades. And it actually came out in a report that they increase slippage, and they go out of their way to make clients make less money. And I think that's where it comes from, the issue with my Forex funds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also maybe just to fill in there, I think it's all about the way the business operates. Right, it's the business model that was built. So obviously, there's various business models from a prop desk that are existing out there. So it had also, obviously, like what Andy said, we had a lot of our customers actually inquiring and asking. But we also what we want to do is that to encourage people to actually go and read the report and see what were the charges for my Forex funds. And surprisingly enough, if you look at the stats for globally for prop firms, that actually increased prop firm sales. So yeah,
but there's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Yeah. People want more of that.
Yeah. So my question now is that a lot of people are looking at prop firms. They're like, hey, look, we don't want to trade our own personal funds. We don't have enough funding for ourselves. We want to trade. We want to be part of the financial markets. So and this one goes to Lee. Can one actually make a living off prop firm trading? But actually, this goes out to everyone, because everyone here is a prop firm trader first, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll start with Lee. Can one actually make a living from prop firm trading, and how does one actually make a living?
Okay, well, you know, I would think of it as basically.
Sorry. Hope it's on. Just a long press. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're good.
1, 2.
Yeah, good.
Right. All right. So I would also see it as, you know, trading your personal funds. It's the same. It's like when you just start trading, everyone is excited to quit your job. And no one understands the psychology after you quit your job where your fee starts catching up to you. So when I started, obviously the 30 days mark was still a thing. That time limit was still there. Then the traders would battle with time and against themselves. So same thing with trading a prop firm in terms of, can you quit your job? Your 9-to-5 job is the same concept where you're going to feel rushed if you're not financially comfortable to sustain yourself when your bills come in, because you're going to start doing stupid things at the end of the month. Because maybe you want to trade NFP and then you want to pay for your next 3 months rent or etc. like that. But that's because your rent's coming up. Your mind is now like stimulated. And you're a bit emotional. So if you're not controlling your emotions and you're just going aggressively and not sticking to your your strategy and your risk management, you're going to blow your account. And then the only person to blame is yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
So then, but once you blows, and you quit your job and all that, then what? Then it's all against, like I said last time, it's you against you. But yeah, I think it is possible to quit your 9 to 5, and the prop firms out there give us the opportunity to manage funds that are out of our pockets. Like the amounts, it's much more and it's available. Yes, they charge a fee, but they are creating opportunity for people who don't have that funds. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's all about, like Andy says, it's all about your skill. If you have the skill, remember what I said last time in the interview, as long as you have dough, you can keep making cookies, You have the skill, you have the opportunity that the firm owners are giving you the capital. So, that should consistently produce money. But again, it's you against you. So that's all I like to say.
Yeah, I think what the mindset that people have is that if I make a quick $10,000, I can quit my job and I can start trading full time. And I can talk from experience where in the beginning when I was starting to make money, I was making withdrawals. The mindset is before you even place that withdrawal and you have the floating profits in your head, you're already spending it. Oh, I'm going to buy this, or I'm going to do this. And the problem is that catches up with you very, very quickly, because essentially, let's say you have a winning streak for a month or a week even, and you take out, let's say 20,000 US. In your mind, you spent the 20,000 US, and now you've accustomed yourself to getting that 20,000 US on a regular basis. And then you take the withdrawal, you spend the money, and then the next bill comes, or the next time comes, we have to pay bills, and now all of a sudden your streaks run out, or your strategy is not working, or the market is simply not following anything, and now you're under pressure. So like Lee said, it all goes down to, as an individual, of what you can do in that moment without spending the money. And I think a big thing for me was, as soon as I made any money from Forex or anything, I always invested it into something so that I would know I would get returns later down the line. And a lot of people in South Africa, you do get people that are living paycheck to paycheck, and they decide whether this last 500 Rand I want to eat or I want to trade this month. And that's where the biggest insecurity comes in from a trader, is because you're putting yourself under unnecessary pressure to perform. And when you're under pressure, you don't always think straight. So like Lee says, you don't follow your strategy, you don't think straight. And essentially that's the biggest downfall that traders follow.
Absolutely. Yeah, and also just to add on to that, I like what Lee said. It's and this is in a nutshell with trading. It's really you against you and nobody else. And there's a stigma that that's currently going around that either brokers or prop firms are against us. I mean, right now we are here. Who's watching your account? So it's not necessarily. So the market makers are here. So it's not to say that there's anybody against you or somebody that, nobody, we've got quite a number of clients. We don't have enough capacity to look at each and every individual account and try to go against them. And not really just speaking for myself or us as a company, but also with brokers as well, is we have this thing, and I've realized this, the moment traders, this gets stuck in the mind of a trader that the broker is against me or the prop firm is against me, trust you me, you will never see a withdrawal. You will never see a withdrawal. So a lot of the times we are focused on the wrong things. And I always say, whatever you focus on, you master. So if you focus on the wrong things, you'll master the wrong things. So I always tell people that, look, even when you're trading and whatever method or methodology you are using, always focus on the right things of that particular method. Lee talks about those, but I'll also say, look, if you wanna say for instance, bake or you cook lasagna, what do you do it?
I wouldn't know.
It's in the oven, so I guess
Ask Lee.
So I guess you bake it.
not an actual baker, just say.
Okay.
So if you wanna pull yourself a nice dish of lasagna, is that you'll always have ingredients, right? And there's methods. And I'm sure one of us, I've tried to make lasagna. I got the ingredients on Google, but what came out was not what was on the picture. Right?
What came out? Tell us what came out. We want to know what came out. And how was it looking like?
But this goes with trading as well, is that you find a lot of people having a method or a strategy, right? That goes with like that. You can basically look at that as ingredients. Right?
The recipe.
It's the recipe, right? You've got that as a recipe, but the method of preparation then is not followed to the T, obviously the end result will not be great. So people, the reason why you also find people moving from either one broker, one strategy, it's mainly because of the method and the execution of that. So yeah, I think if we put focus on it, if you focus on the negative side, that's what you're gonna attract.
Yeah.
Interesting. Going back to your question, can somebody make a living out of prop trading? Right. I think it's the same question as how much do I need to start trading Forex? Now we say it goes back to your lifestyle.
Sure.
You understand? Because to some people, a withdrawal of 10,000 rand is survival. To some people, it's just money to go to the club and put those
Exactly.
the
Candles.
candles in the champagne.
You can tell that he
you
doesn't go to clubs.
Candles.
But I'm a trader. You can tell that I'm a trader. I wanted to say candlesticks. So I think it goes back to the lifestyle, because if you look at how inflation is affecting everybody, it's going to affect a lot of people that are having low income. And to some certain extent, those people that are making a lot of money, they don't feel inflation at all. So it just goes back to lifestyle.
Sure.
Yeah, because somebody can start trading with 5,000 rand and make a living out of it.
Absolutely.
Because you find that you look at his expenses, there's nothing. He's staying at home, or he has a back room at home. 5,000 can make 20% for him. That's enough. You understand? So I think it goes back to lifestyle, but you can definitely make a living out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, guys. You know me, I advocate for prop firms. I don't need to say much.
That's why you're on that side.
I'm like half and half. Maybe the owners want to bring me in that side. Who knows?
You're welcome.
Yeah, no. I think, okay, next topic I want to get into is drawdown. Let's talk about drawdown, because I think drawdown is essentially the heart of prop firm trading. The reason for prop firm trading is basically everyone here is here to deal with a drawdown. When obviously there's more people who are losing, who are on the losing end of those drawdowns, and there are very few people who are coming out on the other side. And I think all of you have experience with drawdowns, even just trading as well, just even trading your own personal funds. We all experience drawdown in trading. It's part of trading. But I think when it comes to prop firm trading, it is essentially what makes or breaks a lot of traders, is how you're dealing with drawdown. So I want to start with Lee. Lee, how do you deal with drawdown, especially when you're in drawdown? How do you find yourself on the other side of it?
All right. So in my lifetime of trading, I have blown accounts. The firm's accounts have been suspended for violation. Everyone goes through it. It's a learning curve. But I think as long as your risk management is in place, as in someone who has specifics about how much they want to risk per day, per week, and once they reach their target, they don't want to trade anymore, etc., like that. So obviously I believe people do struggle with revenge trading.
Sure.
That's why you guys have the daily drawdown. Well, the overall picture I was trying to say is that you guys as the firm owners are basically teaching us how to be disciplined. Do this 3 times a day, maybe 3% daily, and a 10% overall drawdown, and then that teaches us discipline. Just as everyone knows and agrees, trading is a pay while you learn career that you go with. So with them teaching us that, with days where you lose 1%, and what happens? Are you gonna sit down and constantly look at your mistakes and want to go back in? Maybe risk more to gain back what you lost, and just keep going, digging yourself a bigger hole, instead of risking just what you told yourself to do. Let's say 1% a day, 3 trades a week is your rule, so you need to stick to that. But again, it's you against you. So if you get emotional about it and you want to get everything back plus be on top, and if the market turns against you, the market is brutal. If it turns against you, it turns against you. And then by the time you're negative 5%, you're halfway through your account. But then what? You start to lose hope. What strategy doesn't work? But the thing is, as long as you're keeping up with your risk and reward. Remember what I said in the last one is the coin flip with just a simple 1 to 2 risk reward. You can have a 50% win rate with netting +5 positive, as long as you're trading your risk.
Absolutely.
But that's all. Yeah, just stick to your risk management. And we have the firm's owners here teaching us how to do that. Now they're teaching us to manage 10% of our overall account. If you're managing your own funds, they've taught us how to manage 100%. That is the bigger picture.
Sure.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that it goes down to as a trader is psychology. Because once you start seeing negative numbers in your head, you're already trying to see, okay, if I increase lot size, I'm going to make it back plus extra so that I can actually place a withdrawal. And I think the big thing is when it comes down to risk management, people always, like you say, there's a big issue with revenge trading.
Sure.
And I recently, this week, my account went into 8% drawdown. And that 8% is after I made a withdrawal. So now imagine how that feels thinking, okay, I've made my first withdrawal of 5,000 US. I'm going to do it again next week. And now I'm sitting 8,000 down the hole. And it's just a matter of, there's a thing where you stick to a strategy, it works, and then it doesn't work. So now you throw the strategy away. But it's just about believing in that strategy and thinking, right, it might not be that I'm wrong. It's just I might be reading the market wrong, or there's something going on in your personal life that you're not thinking straight, or, simple things like that. And don't get me wrong, there is an element of luck involved, because at the end of the day, it is a 50-50. But essentially, if you have an edge over the market and you stick with that edge, there's no reason for you to fail. But it comes down to where, let's say you're only allowed to lose 2% for the day, but then you go into a trade and risk 2%. That's where it goes down. So as long as you have like a trading plan or something in place to prevent you from doing that. But it measures you against you in terms of how religiously you want to follow that rule. And for me, if I'm risking 1% a day and I lose 2 trades a day, I'm out for the day. Doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I think that's where a lot of people seem to have FOMO, and there's news now, I want to trade this, and there's another opportunity. But it's just a matter of taking a step back and realizing, okay, today I've lost 2,000, I can come back tomorrow. And it's as simple as that. And the thing is, I say as simple as that, but for traders and stuff, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's never that easy.
To execute is that.
It's never. But I think it also goes back to, drawdowns are just part of the business. It's just the cost of doing business.
Sure.
Cost of doing any business for that matter. So if you get a drawdown, you are being costed for that day, for that particular day. And you don't need to change your structure, your strategy, because you have maybe certain losses. Like you say, you have like a 8% drawdown. Yeah, I know some people can break TVs and laptops for just having that, But if you understand that you are in the business of probability at the end of the day, you cannot have 100% win rate.
Win rate, no.
You understand? So it just goes back to I started this business like that. I always say that if you can always look at it like it's a business.
Sure.
It will never bother you. Because one thing I know about business doesn't have feelings and emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you take away your emotions out of it, then you say, look, today I lost. And you didn't lose because you did 1, 2, 3. You lost because it wanted to do what it wanted to do. And if traders can also get rid of this mentality that somebody's watching them out there.
Nobody's.
They always say, yeah, but I was winning, but the market maker. As if a market maker is a person, Yeah, because I remember one person was asking me, who's this market maker? Maybe this guy is behaving the market makers here. Yeah. So I think maybe if you can just look at it like a business and understand that there are dynamics, fundamentals of doing any business. You are always going to pay something for doing that particular business.
Before it turns a profit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
People want to enter trades and already it's like in profit immediately. I mean, 0%
drawdown.
Sniper.
It's a sell.
Sniper entries.
No, I agree with MJ said. So one thing I always tell question my chartered student would be the same thing with what exactly are we as traders supposed to do? What would our job description be? So yes, we are trading, we're dealing with securities and all that, but it's a business. And your job is to maintain and manage capital. If you are incapable of doing that and you're losing accounts, then maybe you are not capable of managing capital, which goes against your job description. And then that's obviously the downside. Then the upside would be you are a business manager. You're buying, it's a simple business transaction, risking XX amount of capital to gain back XX amount of returns. You open a restaurant, you invest 1 million rand. At the end of 12 months, you want 150% return.
Yeah.
That's a long-term swing trade, we would call. So it's a business, but at the same time, throughout the year, he's maintaining and holding the restaurant to reach peak. So if you as a trader who can't manage your capital, then you're putting yourself at risk. You're not leaving yourself room to play. If you risk everything, then it happens. Like some people don't trade December, some people like to trade December. If you blow your account in December, the guy who didn't trade has an account in January. Business continues. It's just one of those things.
100%.
Yeah, and also to say, guys, I think also we need to understand, or rather, as traders, we need to understand that what actually is trading. Is it an income generator or an investment tool? If you look at the hedge funds, are they trading to generate income, or are they trading to invest and grow their capital? So most of the times I've seen personally with myself is that when I was trading for an income, it was difficult. I just, at some point, I thought there was some voodoo involved. But the moment that shifted, the trading became better, and I was still using the same method. Everything was still the same, So, and also having this thing, like a lot of the times is that as traders, we have certain instruments that we think will pay you more than others. Hey, Nasdaq pays. USDT pays. Guys, come on.
Why did you change the voice?
It goes, you're still trading currencies, but that's that. So also understanding the instruments, understanding what instruments you're trading, the contract size of the instruments, those play a big role, right? Those play a big role because they also have an impact in how you manage your risk, right? They have an impact. Like personally, I don't trade indices because, not necessarily because I can't, but I've realized with me that it evokes emotions, right? Every time I trade an index.
What do you break?
Nobody, at least. But a couple of my gadgets have been broken in the past before. So
I'm sure it's Nasdaq.
Yeah, it was Nasdaq. So it's really about, like what MJ says, is understanding the business and also understanding that if you start a business today, month end, you can't be withdrawing money and start paying your bills and stuff, and the market knows nothing about your Golf 7 or M4, what is it? Your installment, it's not
doesn't care.
It doesn't
really care.
So a lot of the times people need to stop focusing on reaping right now. So if you've got the knowledge, there's things like prop firms that are available. They'll give you capital, and I always say prop firm is for a skilled trader, and it will better your skills even more in how you manage capital. And that's it.
Interesting, yeah.
So, okay, so like I was saying, prop firms right now are hot. You know, it's what everyone wants to talk about. But what I want to ask is that, okay, so there's this thing that people are pushing and promoting as to fake marketing. So marketing done by prop firms. Saying that prop firms market in a way that they want you to lose. Yeah. I mean, it's a general thing. I did my research, and there's a lot of big voices out there who are actually pushing that narrative as well, as to like prop firms actually want you to lose. Can I get some thoughts on that?
Lee, I want you to lose.
Okay, it's fine.
Don't sign up with them.
I think I might just go. He's luring me in. He's marketing.
Yeah, no, but that's what's happening right now. And like I said, you know what I liked what Lee said earlier on is that your jobs is basically to teach.
Yeah,
exactly.
That side. And I get it. Prop firms it's a business model.
Sure.
If people buy challenges, pay for challenges, it's a way of them it's an income for them. And it counts on their balance sheet. Obviously, it shows there. But again, Lee, what you said was very important though, and I think it was also MJ saying is that people feel like it's a prop. I don't know who said that, guys. There's a lot of people here.
Information overload.
People are saying that where people always like coming to the markets where they feel like it's the broker versus you, it's you versus the prop firm and whatnot. And there are stuff being done behind the scenes that we might not even know about. But I don't think it's like that. I really don't feel like it's like that. And, so I just want to ask about that fake marketing. What's everyone standing on that? Lee, do you feel like as a prop firm trader, they want you to lose?
All right, so let's put it in a scenario, right? I'm gonna side with you guys. Let's put it in a scenario where let's go with the original hedge funds, right? Obviously, if you wanna be a good trader, you need to show your track record and all that, just like how Darwin X is currently doing it. And then you go to these big firms, JP Morgan or etc. like that, and you ask them, can I manage 10 million USD, etc., etc. Then obviously, then they want to see, or basically, our track record is almost like a CV.
Absolutely.
They show you, am I good at doing this? Am I good in that? Am I capable of managing 1 billion, 1 trillion, example like that? So then obviously later on, the people that are more in the public scene decided to use prop firms as a business model. Obviously, in this world, nothing's for free. You know, they're creating opportunity, and we need to reward them by paying the admission fee. It's an exchange of service. They're not going to do it for free. Why would they say, you being, let's say, a fresh trader, you can have 2 million rand to manage? They are 100% at risk. That's a tough thing to give out. So I think that with the business model that's currently out, yes, the rules are strict and they have specific requirements and violations, but that's also to protect their own capital. So with your stats that you said, even with MFF, for example, I'm on a Facebook page that's got quite a few thousand people, and a lot of people are complaining. But also, there's always 50-50. So 50% of the people got paid, 50%, the other 50 didn't get paid.
Sure.
So it comes to, again, the people that might be saying bad things about firms are incapable of reaching the specific goals you guys are putting out. You know what I mean? So like there's people who can't make payout. The people who can't make payout, even if they're funded, could look for an excuse for their failure of what they violated.
Sure.
Yeah. So in that way, you know, they create opportunities for us where you as a trader, if you cannot keep up with your job description, then obviously you're gonna think it's their fault. They're making me not getting paid. I mean, rather think of it as like they're creating opportunity for us public traders to manage more capital. All you have to do is just make 10%. 10% is very little. I mean, you guys before the prop firm scene have been seeing gurus trade 100% return. I mean, one day, I mean, just do that. Now they only want 10%. And if you are a long-term thinker, think about it. There's 12 months a year, and let's just trade with 10 months from February till before December. We're going to exclude the peak season. You made 100% return. And if you have 100,000 Rand account, which is 1.5 million USD, roughly around there, Rand, you made 1.5 million this year. So that is the bigger picture that you're supposed to be looking at, not I must reach 10% this month, this week. Rather think of the longer goal that you have. And they've blessed us with no time limit. I mean, the only thing they're not doing now is giving you a live funding instant. So I think, so I think the opportunity is there. We just need to prove ourselves on the requirements that they give us.
Just to add on what Lee says, there seems to be an issue in South Africa where terms and conditions only come into play after you've violated or broken a rule. And the thing is, terms and conditions are there for the client's protection as well as ours. So obviously, we, like you say, we're managing risk on our end, and obviously you're trading our capital, so we need to ensure. That's why we have phase 1 and phase 2, because essentially we're building your track record for you to say, well, okay, you can actually effectively manage X amount of capital. But then there comes a thing where, like in terms and conditions, where, for example, some prop firms don't allow news trading, or like a couple of minutes before and after, and somebody closes their trade, let's say 50 seconds late, and they're violated, and then it's always the prop firm's fault. But when you signed up, there's terms and conditions that in South Africa people just seem to skip through, and only comes an issue after there's a judgment against them. And that's what I think the biggest problem is in South Africa.
And people feel like it's one size fits all, and it isn't. From company to company, whether or not there's 2 brokers here, but I don't think those 2 brokers are functioning exactly the same. Two prop firms, they're not functioning exactly the same.
Everyone has their own model.
Yeah, and I think people always approach that thing of like, no, it's fine. It's a prop firm.
Yeah.
I know the gist of a prop firm, so I'm just gonna go enter and then withdraw, trade, and withdraw, trade however I please to trade. Because I think it's also going back to a sense of entitlement as well.
Yes,
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, so many people feel entitled to a lot of things.
Exactly.
Guys, don't hate me.
I wanted to say that as well, that a lot of South Africans have this thing of entitlement.
Yes.
Guys, the world of finance is not your African National Congress, where you get a free T-shirt and meal to go to a stadium and vote. It will cost them. First of all, before we get into them managing risk on their side and giving you and protecting their capital, it comes with costing as well. For you to execute the trade, it costs them at the end of the day. So for them to, you should consider yourself blessed that they would even give you your money back after you've passed the challenge.
Sure.
You understand? So you're basically losing nothing. Because a lot of people a lot of South Africans like this. I have a skill. But we have few people that are trading in the prop firm industry. Where's the skill at the end of the day? People are entitled to bonuses. You sign up today, I need a 50% bonus. You don't have to get it. Why do you need it? Because you won't even withdraw it at the end of the day. You see, so I think education is also key.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that you guys have to invest much on.
Exactly.
You know, educate
Yes.
people about what is happening in the industry, what is expected of them.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, that's the whole business model of why we started these two companies. Because at the end of the day, our Euro USD and our competitors' Euro USD is the same thing. But the difference is how the client is handled at the end of the day and how the client is respected. So a big thing in South Africa is with brokers and stuff, they just look at you as a number and how much you can deposit. And that's all they're interested at the end of the day. And I think that's why, you know, with us, like you say, the false marketing to bring clients in, for us, we didn't have a payout for, I think it was 3 months from MFT.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we post statistics, we funded people this, and people are saying, where's your payouts? And I say, well,
Really?
we're not paying anybody out because nobody's passing.
Really?
And the thing is, for us to make a decision, we could have gone down the route and say, okay, well, let's forge payout certificates. Let's go find somebody that traded with us and let's say we've done a R500,000 rand payout. And for us, that's not the reason why we started these companies in the first place. And even though it took us a long time to reach traction, and what we're reaching now is just scratching the surface, I think we've gone by what we believed in and why we started the company in the first place. Because there's so many IBs and stuff that approached us and said, hey, if you give me a fake payout certificate of this, I'll promote your company. And for us, we're not in the business to do that. Like you say, as a prop firm, we're not against traders. Because when your money grows, the profit split, we also make money from you trading our capital. So why wouldn't we want you to pass our phases? And that's where it sits. And you know, in South Africa, there's a big sense of, like you say, entitlement. And you know, there was a guy that passed yesterday, our phase 2. 2 minutes later, there was a complaint saying, well, I didn't get my email with my live account.
Yeah.
But
It's my mind.
It's his money.
And, you know, that's where we sit in South Africa, and I completely agree with what you that we need to invest in educating our clients and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there is a few clients where we've partnered. For me personally, as sitting on a director, I can make a decision. So, for example, I promote on my Instagram, and somebody said, "You guys are scamming. You failed my account." And I said, "What do you mean?" So now my drawdown was $500. I said, "Okay, but you only allowed 250 because you don't understand that. Here's a promo code for you to try again." What other person in the industry is doing stuff like that? You know, and that's where, like you say, we need to invest in education. But we are building blocks, and we are getting there.
Yeah, and to basically answer your question, is prop firms made for you to, or set up for you to fail? I completely disagree. I mean, why would anybody really set up to set it up, number one, in terms of infrastructure, is not so simple. Yes, maybe a white label is simple, maybe, but what we have done is not so simple. Right? Not cheap at all. And what Andy has been saying is that we're only just scraping through, to be honest, if you look at the performance. But the main reason for that is because of the decision that we decided, or rather the model we decided to opt with. It's very easy to attract numbers, right? Because you have to sell what basically people buy on, and which is all these unauthentic stuff like certificates, cars, and all of that. It's very simple. And if you've seen what we have done, we haven't done any of that. We've had guys approaching us saying, "You guys are not serious. Give me this account," and we do that. And from the first day, we said that no, we're not going to do that. right? Yes, would have by now, I'm sure I would be driving what, a Porsche, Lamborghini. I would be driving that by now if we opted that way. But if you look at it, is that it basically showed we basically limit ourselves on how long we can last, right? Because a lot of the times people get attracted to Forex because of all these other material things that that the market has no say, or the market does not produce. I mean, a market does not produce a car. A market does not produce a lifestyle, right? And we cannot really use that to market, right? And to say prop firms are set up for you to fail is completely false. Ask yourself this. The so-called gurus that are tripling accounts every week on Instagram, why are they not in prop firms?
Good question.
There's shots fired. Gonna get some DMs today, bro.
So yeah, I completely also agree with you. I think one of the things we gonna be looking into is obviously investing a lot in educating people about how to approach it. But by educating, guys, it's not to say you're gonna get signals. There's no, you understand. So that's what also makes people really not really get successful, because they're always looking for short-term success. They're always looking for quick fix, right? But in a nutshell, if you really look at it, it's a great opportunity. I speak for myself as well. It really lifted me from where I was. I'm a better trader. Come from drawdown. I understand if I'm in drawdown, what do I need to tweak with my method? Lot size.
We've got another question. Shots have been fired now. It's time. But I wanted to ask this question: what are the costs that comes with setting up a prop firm in South Africa, and regulations as well? What does it take to open a prop firm in South Africa?
Yeah, so again, in South Africa, the biggest thing is obviously we're fighting against exchange rates.
Okay.
And in South Africa, there's no technology providers or anything that offer, like white label for prop firms and things like that. So we've had to outsource. So Europe, that side of Asia, and essentially the biggest thing that the biggest cost associated with this is the MetaTrader server that you're using to execute your trades. Because obviously Meta have their fixed costs, and per user that's on a Meta server is additional costs. So in South Africa, in terms of setting up a prop firm, I think the biggest thing that will go into setting up a prop firm is marketing. Because you need to get your brand out there and that kind of stuff. So that only that adds on to the technology fee, that adds on to, putting liquidity up. Because essentially as a prop firm, you're matching the client's liquidity. So if you're funding 100,000 US on your back end, you're funding 100,000 US of equity funds or wherever you've got it from, an LP or something. And essentially with that, like you say, there's a cost associated to providing the service to you. And for us, like you say, we charge $40 for an account. That $40 is not going into our pocket. It's going to cover our costs and all of that. And essentially, we're not using clients' money that they pay us for their accounts to pay a good trader out on the other end. So it's a whole ecosystem of how the cash flows. And essentially, all of the technology and stuff has fees behind it. And that's the biggest thing. And like I said, marketing is probably the most expensive aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hot. Yeah. Okay. I just want to get a bit technical with this next question. Risk. Risk is such a big. It's a big part of whether a trader succeeds in a challenge or not. How they manage their risk. But I always wondered is how does one actually calculate the risk, or But I'm gonna break it down. So is it a risk per trade or risk per idea, and why? I want to ask each of you, because you'll find that somebody's like, no, I'm risking 3%, but I think some people don't particularly understand what that really means. Why are you risking 3%? Some people, when they say they're risking 3%, they're probably chucking 6 trades, and it's 0.5% each trade, and that makes 3% as a total. But which way becomes better when you talk about risk? Because I feel like it's something that's people don't understand that when people say, hey, I'm risking a certain percentage per day, and especially when it comes to prop firm trading, especially with the daily drawdowns, that's important to know. Is that, hey, look, you have a trade idea. Is your entire trade idea 6% or 2%, or is it each trade what goes towards that? Yeah. Whoever wants to answer can go.
Bro, don't look at me.
All right. So Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think a lot of the times people don't even understand their risk, their own risk.
Yeah.
Right. You find somebody placing a trade and taking a 3% risk, right, on one trade, while the trade is running, takes another trade and says, I'm risking 3% per trade. But if both trades lose, you've lost 6%. You're down from daily drawdown.
Yeah.
You see. So I think it's basically a math issue. And no, it really is, because it
Barcode entries.
yeah,
Yeah,
you see,
barcode,
Barcode
yes.
entries.
you see, and okay, but it's all about understanding your own method. It's all about understanding your method and also calculating it correctly. I mean, for instance, on the $5,000 account, the daily drawdown is 250. Right, that's 5%.
Yeah.
So I think of an MT forward, the moment you drag your stop loss, it will tell you exactly in value how much is it that you're losing, right? So I always say, people, make your calculations based on that. If it's a 5% daily drawdown, understand the firm, if it's using either the capital, the balance, or the equity, right? So understand all those elements, and it's something that we're actually going to be putting a lot more education around, the equity and the balance drawdown, so that people can really understand. But on the terms of use, it's really stated out there, the terms and conditions before you take on the challenge. It's stated exactly how it's calculated. So yeah, it's really about, it's depending on you as a trader. You can either do it per trade, you can do it per instrument. It's really about you, but in essence, what it really does, you just have to be less than 5% in a day.
Yeah, so when it comes down to risk, there's so many tools and stuff on the internet that is free, that you can literally go type in position size calculator, lot size calculator, and the thing is I don't know what it is, but traders to take that extra effort before executing a trade. I don't know if it's excitement to enter or what, but they don't go back and say, okay, if I have 10,000 and I want to risk 2%, what does that mean in lot size? Because essentially, and what it does is, people need to calculate how big their stop loss is. Because essentially, you could be trading, you're risking 1%, but your stop loss is 10 pips, so you use 10 lots. And then on the next trade, you're using 5 lots, but you're still risking 1%. And people don't understand that concept. How are you risking the same amount, but your lot size is 10 and lot size is 5? And essentially, it just comes down to, like you said, the education of going back and thinking, okay, before I do something, let me just go figure out what I'm actually doing. Because it's a big surprise when you enter a trade, you go out, you cook, you go to the shop, and you come back and you're negative, like, I didn't know I was risking this much. And it comes down to it comes down to that element of, okay, I should actually go back to the drawing board and put in my parameters of what I want to do before executing a trade. And for me, the biggest thing that I suffered with in the beginning was I always used the fixed stop loss in the beginning. So my stop loss was always 20 pips, no matter what the trade or whatever. And that got me into risk management, because I was managing, okay, if my stop loss is always 20 pips, I can use the same lot size. But then it made me realize that there's sometimes where trades are invalidated quicker or anything like that without hitting the stop loss. And it's just about taking the extra 10, 20 seconds to go say, I have 100,000, I'm risking 1%, my stop loss is this. And it tells you, okay, use lot size 4. But then people, again, they're stuck in that quick mindset of, why am I using lot size 4? I must use lot size 40. Because if it goes up 10 pips, there's 40 grand, and that's where the problem sits with traders in South Africa.
I think to add to what Andy said, also, for the newer traders, 10 pips on 10 lots on Forex is not the same as 10 lots on NASDAQ.
Oh, go.
So, there's a big difference. So, I agree with everything that I said. My approach of the risk management, if you want to keep it simple, would be, I don't know your parameters that you guys have set up. Is it 10% overall order, and then 5% daily?
So we have
12%.
5% daily.
Yeah, so see, it's even better. That is the lowest one in the market, I can confirm.
You should sign up with this, guys.
What do you mean? I should support our locals. But let's say 12%. I would say 100,000 rand account. We're risking 1% per trade. With the parameters that Andy just said, your stop loss and everything you manage. 1,000 is 1,000. Is 1,000 based on your stop loss, right? So then you have 12 trades. I have 12 entries available. And that's my lifeline. That's it. And then if you think about it, my risk reward 1 to 2, and then you have triple coin 12 times 50% win rate, you still net positive +6. So that's all. If you see it like that. So if you wanna do 5% daily to get back 50%, don't worry. There's no time limit. Take the time.
Yeah, okay. Compounding. I think it's something that's so misused, and I think it's closely associated with barcoding.
What's a barcode, by the way? Some people don't know what's a barcode entry. Or you're talking about a barcode to the devil.
Barcoding. For those who don't know what barcoding is, when you go on social media and you open your Instagram and you see somebody's got like 10 trades, 01, that, it's just like opening trades of the same thing, but obviously just a little bit less. But guys, can somebody please just elaborate what compounding is? Because some people really are,
Okay, so my definition of compounding would be, for example, let's say you have so in my trading strategy, I can grade my different setups. So I have everything from most probable to the most confluences to the least confluences. Yeah. And essentially, I'm just going to say like an A+ setup, for example. And how I enter trades now is, let's say in this particular trade, I only want to risk 3%. But to open up the trade, I'm only going to open a position worth half. So that will give me a 1.5% or even a 0.5% risk on the first entry. And if price respects and does what I'm expecting to do, and it follows my parameters of the strategy, I'm going to add positions as it adds confluences to what I'm doing. So don't get me wrong, there is a healthy way to barcode an instrument or whatever you're trading.
It's a good way of saying it. Healthy way.
Healthy way. That's being humble.
That's discipline.
The problem comes in is you see a lot of barcoding, especially when I was working for my old company and teaching, you would see a lot of people, they would have entries here and then price would drop a bit and then they'd be like, okay, I need to make these entries back. So now I'm going to stack orders all the way at the bottom thinking I'm going to get a sniper. And that's where the issue comes in. But essentially, there's nothing wrong with compounding. Like I said, if you're risking on this trade as an A+, I want to risk 3%, but I'm going to enter with a 0.5%. And if price does what I expect it to do and adds to my confluences, like in market structure or respecting an area, I'm going to add positions as it goes in this direction. And that for me is the simplest way to do compounding.
Yeah, and also just to fill in, those added positions have to be calculated as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how do you do that?
I don't think people calculate those positions.
Exactly.
I think it's excitement of like, I've got that trade.
Yeah.
I think I've seen those machines where they press for you. I think that habit of doing barcoding, the unhealthy way, would be that obviously we do get traders out there who like to benefit from NFP back in the days.
Sure,
every drop us, still sitting there. It's an instant blink, there goes 200 pips. So they barcode that in terms of they want to maximize their margin against them. So nothing is really managed and calculated. So that's literally where it comes to. Unfortunately, it creates a bad reputation for us traders, where then it is officially gambling because you are betting one direction for a 500% return based on your 100% account size. And then if you get a brokerage that used to give you bonus, you're trading with double your account size, but the other half is play money. So that makes you not be able to handle what your account is actually able to handle. So putting 500 Rand deposit, getting another 500 bonus, then you're trading at 1,000. But in reality, your stop margin parameters is 500.
Yeah.
And now you maximize the risk and barcoding based on 1,000 Rand. Technically, your broker will hunt you on 500 because that 500 Rand isn't yours.
Exactly.
So then the broker hunts you because you're playing with money that's not yours. That's a psychology thing. But I think that's where it came from. The unhealthy way is trying to push your accounts to the limits in your direction of favor on the news that's going to happen in 2 minutes or 30 seconds. But the healthy way is 100%. I do the same with Andy does. My trades are graded. So there's graded swing points. And then obviously trading secret would be I start the maximum 1% on my lowest point and then I swing to a lower position. So I see you added it's his style, so it works for him. He makes money, guys. This is all about making money. I don't care what you do. If you got money, it works. So I start on the heaviest position at the bottom, and then you compound to your next graded swing would be 0.5%. And then by that time, for my personal trading style, my 1% is already at break even.
Yes.
I got a 0.5 with the 1% running. They're going to feed each other. And then obviously if you want to add, you just keep on dragging to the swing points. But that's the healthy way, like you said, of compounding.
I want to get to what you were saying, Mr. Souls. You were talking about that each and every trade, that falls within the barcode must be calculated.
Yeah.
But if you realize that we are in an industry where Andy spoke about tools that we can utilize to calculate risk.
Yeah.
Traders don't even know how to do that. They can't even utilize those tools. They don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Because they go on the internet, they go for baby pips, and they wanna do risk management there. They don't even understand how it works.
Yeah.
You understand? So it starts from there, because if I believe, and it will come also as a recommendation, that I think also prop firms and brokers should also invest in, trading platforms that will give you like a better way of risk management. Last week I spoke about C-Trader, how easy it is. Because think about it this way. If you go on baby pips and you want to calculate your risk, it can give you a clue, but it will also depend on how much you are being charged for spread. On your particular broker, because baby pips will just give you a general. You understand what I mean? But traders don't even know how to get there first.
Yeah.
They don't know how to use that. If you tell them about baby pips, say, I don't have a child. What are you talking about? Baby pips. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think maybe if we also spoke about Magic Keys last week.
Yes.
These are, I think, platforms, tools that maybe prop firms can also invest in. To say maybe if you are funded with $10,000 or so, you get a free magic tools.
Yeah, sure.
You understand?
I'm going to add to that. So, all right. So, unfortunately, a lot of us South Africans are not fortunate to have laptops. So, obviously, trading on your phone is quite difficult to calculate the risk, right? So, even if let's say the software is out there, like the one you use. I'm familiar with one that Andy mentioned just now, position size calculator.
Yes,
100% for free.
Yeah, but
It's like a live drag thing. Then it tells you what lot size to use based on
your account
whatever
size.
account you're logged in with as well. It's live feed to calculate, because one lot on your broker can be different on a different broker. So the calculator really, really works, but obviously it's only available on desktop, a laptop. So I think the challenge does come in where a lot of us are unfortunate to have the laptops and desktop to utilize those softwares, and that gets tricky because calculating and opening MT4 on your phone, it's just a little screen, and it's quite rough unless you can do the manual calculation. So maybe that is the little mini math class.
Yeah, but it also depends on the phone that you'll be using. Somebody can have your latest iPhone 15 Pro Max, and you find out that person can't even afford a laptop. Why can't you just buy a phone that is a bit cheaper and get a laptop and start your own business? And
social pressures.
you understand what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we spoke about treating this as a business. Get some assets for your business and use tools that will be easy for you to run your business. Because most of the traders, they only realize their risk after execution.
Off the stop loss.
They drag. After they drag their entry points, 10 pips is a lot. and they will say, let me rather wait. Once it's break even, I'm gonna close it. And when it's on break even, I say, but let me see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Hope is not a trading strategy.
For some it is.
I think, like you mentioned, it goes back to education. Because the thing is, when somebody learns about Forex, how I learned, somebody in school was sitting in front of me and he was trading in maths, and I was like, what is this guy doing? He's supposed to be paying attention. And that's how I got introduced. But I can speak from experience. When you start learning about trading, this guy made 21,000 from 1,000 rand. You're not interested in all the foundation works of your education.
Sure.
You want to go straight into a live account, just 1,000, buy,
Just
and then what happened? But you don't even know what actually happened because you don't have the education behind it. So I know, for example, baby pips. Every time I taught somebody personally, I said, go read baby pips. Once you reach chapter 3, come to me. And the problem with baby pips, and it's South Africans being entitled, it's a lot of reading.
Yes.
And because it's a lot of reading, it goes in one ear, out the other. And essentially you sit there with the foundation, but meanwhile you're trying to manage like 100,000 at a prop firm, but your foundation is not there.
It's not right.
And it's simple things like TradingView. It will give you how many pips your stop loss is if you use the tool, and that goes into an app or a website, and it will tell you must use lot size 4. Okay, let me go enter.
Yeah, and also just to give you, well, Lee mentioned some of the guys don't have the privilege to trade with laptops and stuff, right? You can have your is Alcatel still around? You can have your small phone as long as it's an Android or whatever. But the point that I'm trying to make is that my FX book has a position size calculator, which requires you to take price. So you'll basically look on your platform, look at the price, see where ideally you want to place your stop loss, go insert that price on my FX book, insert the leverage, choose the instrument that you're trading, and it will give you, and basically you just set the parameters that, look, I want to risk 2%, whatever the case may be. And then it will give you the lot size you should be using. But then a lot of the times I've seen with people that I've also taught is that they will do that on the first position, right? So the platform will say use 0.10, right? But then they want to barcode, have multiple 0.10s. And that basically is adding on the risk. Right, so yeah, it's basically just adding on the risk. So yeah, you've got there's a lot of websites that have good resources for free. But if you've been trading 2-3 years and you're still struggling to get the desired results, chances are it's not your strategy. It's your mentality.
Exactly.
Right. So because you looked at somebody on MJ with his M4, right? You saw somebody doing X amount of the things. Like MJ said on the previous, I think the first episode, that you're inspired by nonsense. Because
I can tell you what. Yeah.
That because of that inspiration, your trading decisions become nonsense. You see, so there's a lot of stuff out there, guys. My FX book has that position size calculator.
I think the apps will, stand to be correct, I think they also have an app.
Yeah.
My FX book has an app.
Yeah. Has an app.
Could help with people with
Exactly. Exactly. So if you look at position size calculator, the difference now with there is that now you have to insert the price. And there's nothing, it's not a lot of work. You are copying. You just look at your chart to say, okay, 1.4567. Go insert that. And automatically it will give you what lot size to use. Going back to the platforms and stuff, saying if a trader does X, now the challenge comes if you're willing to pay over and above what the extra what the other prop firm is charging, definitely we can definitely do that. But now the challenge comes with that whole entitlement. Right, where somebody would say, look, you guys need to charge me X amount. You got Woolies, you got Pick and Pay. Price of milk, they're not the same, but you don't find people complaining that Woolies is too expensive. I think we are Pick and Pay.
ShopRite.
We are ShopRite.
ShopRite.
We are ShopRite. Yeah, we are ShopRite. And it's funny how it's so funny that you find people say, we don't trust you. So yeah, it's really about going the extra mile to basically add value to your business and to yourself. And just these things are available for free, guys. They're available for free. But we want, if for instance, Lee has an institution, MJ has an institution, they don't post lifestyle. We don't go there. But somebody that posts lifestyle, that's where we're flocking. Guess what? Your $800, your 1.5 mentorship, it's buying that, And it's not many. Look, I'm not saying all of these things to be firing shots or being negative and stuff, but I'm just trying to show people that the things that we are attracted to is completely wrong. And it's delaying our progress in trading. A lot of the times people are delayed because of what they're inspired by. Right, but if we just focus and we really look into it, we can really. Youth's unemployment is so high, right? And this trading can eradicate that. Trading can eradicate that. People with responsibility on a large platforms don't go and speak the truth about what trading is. Right? And it's unfortunate, but up until we take that onus on ourselves and to say, look, guys, it's not all rosy, but it is possible if you do the right things, right? the main important one, prop firm trading will, whether you like it or not, it will teach you how to manage risk.
Yeah.
So that's a university for learning how to manage risk.
University for $40.
Yeah, $40.
We start at $40, but we always have promo codes that bring it down to 36 or to 32. So the thing is, there's always incentives that we're giving people to access the market at a better price.
Yeah.
And especially with Mzansi Fund Traders, there's actually an option for a free trial. So when you go in and you log into the dashboard, you can select the account size, and it gives you a free trial, and it will mimic everything exactly as if you're in a phase of or a live account.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people, like, it comes down to sense of entitlement. Yeah, man, I've made 100% on a free trial account. Where's my live account?
Yeah.
But it's the platform is just there for you to test and, you know,
Practice.
to be put in that environment. Okay, I know I used to risk 100% of my account before, but now I can only do 5% a day. So let's start with the free trial instead of handing over money. And essentially with us doing that, it's costing us money, because for every account that we have on an MT5 server, we're paying for. So again, I ask you in the best interest, are we looking for you to lose money, or are we looking for you to make money?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So my Forex fund had a. Let's be honest. Let's all be honest at this table. My Forex fund's business model was the one to make money. Let's all be honest. For them to make money as a business, they had a clean model to make money. But obviously, then we go and you read the document,
The report,
the report, and then you realize that, hey, actually, a lot of people weren't trading on the market. You know, and you know, I know a lot of people, what matters to them, whether a broker is regulated or unregulated, they don't really care.
Sure.
All they care about is, if I'm going to put money here, is it coming back to me? If I make profit or what? That's what a lot of people essentially care about. It's like, hey, so what, the broker's unregulated? Hey, I've been getting my money from them for 5 years now.
Sure.
So, you know, that trust and relationship is there regardless of regulation. But now we look at the whole My Forex Fund thing, we're like, okay, people weren't trading live markets, but people were getting payouts.
Sure.
Things like that. So I want to ask to you guys, as individuals, does it matter? And I was gonna ask you guys as a prop firm as well. Does it matter whether traders trade on the live markets or not? Or does it matter that, hey, if you're participating, you're getting your money back?
Can I be honest with you with that? Is that I remember when I started with FTMO, and I got to the funded phase, is I was still trading on a demo account.
Yeah, I still gave the demo label.
And FTMO, I don't think anywhere where it says you trade our funds. They don't say that at all. Right? Were they paying out? Yes, they were paying out. Okay. I was funded with my Forex funds, and I've been receiving payouts from them. Right? The thing is, as I always say this to people, is that I remember the other day I had a chat with somebody. We were talking about this whole my Forex funds thing, and he said, "Look, I'm scared to come to you guys because you are still small." And I said, "Who said big corporations don't encounter issues?" I mean, we had Steinhoff. Steinhoff was, if not one of the biggest companies. I mean, if you told somebody to invest in Steinhoff, they think their money will be secured, right? And they were regulated. Well,
that's what we thought. That's what we thought,
right?
Yeah.
But what happened to them? You know, I know somebody personally that used to run a hedge fund back in the 90s, and he had over 7 billion rand under management. And how that business actually crumbled is just by basically taking 100 million of an individual and investing it in securities that his license didn't permit him to. So just by him taking 100 million out of the 7 billion, that 100 million crushed his entire 7 billion portfolio, right? So yeah, to really say, look, this company, because it's big, it'll pay out. Guys, there's an underlying risk, right? That the directors or the owners of the business take, and it's without your control, guys. You're not in control of that, right? So yeah, basically, just to say in a nutshell, is that regardless of how big the company is, right? What's more important is for you to do trading. Remember, whether my Forex funds is closed or not, it doesn't mean I was only able to make money on my Forex funds. Right? I get people saying, hey, X broker was closed. Hey, we used to make money there.
I know which one is that.
Well, there's,
Is it from Pretoria?
you see,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you say you used to make money on a broker? You're not making money on the broker,
Yeah.
right? Because at the end of the day, a candlestick will still be there, whether it's Okta, whether it's whichever broker that you're trading with, you know. So yeah, people really need to stop limiting themselves from that element of thinking that this particular platform makes me money. What makes you money is your skill, and what makes you money is your ability to manage risk, your ability to manage your emotions.
So basically, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether we're trading the live markets or not.
It does. And also, if I may ask, put it back to you, what is a live market and what is not?
The order being sent straight through to the liquidity provider.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we know that the orders are being sent to the liquidity provider?
As a owner or
No, as a trader.
You need to get
Yeah, as a trader.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how would one know? So that's why I said I want to put that back to you. The broker that if you're trading right now, how do you know?
It's a very interesting question.
Don't know. Yeah, I think that's why I'm asking the question, because like I said earlier on, for some people the only thing that matters is that I get my money back,
Yeah.
whether that order went through or not. And I'm not particularly saying that hey now it's a good thing that
Broker's not
yeah,
regulated. Yeah, no,
yeah, no, it's not what I'm saying. And I'm also
sure.
not saying that it's also not a good thing that your orders are not being passed through. But don't forget is that businesses are being run at the end of the day. So if I know some of the biggest brokers in the world are B-book brokers.
Sure.
So a lot of orders are never being sent through to the live market, live market, or it's being sent through or being
To LP.
A-booked. You understand?
Sure.
So I know, and they have such good reviews online,
Absolutely.
and people advocate for them all the time. You know, so I'm not particularly saying that. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just lost my train of thought. I can't. No, but I'm just saying that, but doesn't matter. I just want to hear everyone's quick answer. Doesn't matter to you.
Does it
yes
matter
or
as a
no?
trader?
Yeah, does it?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it's coming to you.
All right, so earlier I said, as a trader, it doesn't really matter as long as you're making money.
Yeah.
Whether you're an able or people broker, you as a trader is never going to find out. And
Sure.
even if you do, does it really matter if you're getting paid?
Can you just stop? Jay, I'm not getting audio from that mic. Can you just quickly, I don't know if I need to change batteries, but switch it on, switch it off. I can't hear. I'm gonna talk.
That's a
One, two.
B-book
Yeah, no,
mic.
we good. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So where do I start now?
Doesn't matter whether you
At the end of the day, I mean, it's all about how much money you make and you put in your own pocket, right? And you as a trader, whether you're trading with any firm or any broker, if they're A-book or B-book, if you find out or don't find out, that doesn't really matter. I mean, everyone traded. You have traded with MFF, MJS.
Yeah.
I have. I don't know if you have.
No.
Doesn't matter. We all got paid.
Yeah, sure.
And until the bad times come, we don't really think about, is he regulated? But I mean, because I've been constantly getting paid. So even with you guys out there, you guys have your risks. And something surprisingly could come out and they could be caught by surprise by our government. It's just one of those things. Like, we're never going to know. And then, same thing with, I remember last time we spoke about how we're going to choose now which firms to go with because of MFF and whatever happened with them. Well, it's always a 50-50. I mean, everyone's going with FTMO because they're expensive. We just assume they're expensive and, it's probably legitimate.
Let's pump the prices.
Yeah. And then there's firms that are very, very cheap. And obviously they are the ones that could be scamming people. And then people don't get paid and they're like, the firm industry is just garbage, they scam me and all that. But you decided to go with the cheapest option of a package. That's your own choice. But for the firms like you guys, I believe you guys are in the current trend and like the very average the general term, like how much is your lowest account?
We are the cheapest. I think.
$40 for 5K.
See, they're a reasonable price, but also at the same time with you guys, I strongly like. I'm happy you guys are the first that I know that came to SA, so support your locals. But it doesn't matter. Like, you as a trader is always at risk. Even if you're trading with your own funds, like you never know. XNS could crash tomorrow, or XM could have something out of your control, then they crash. So it's all up to just go with the gut feeling.
Yeah, but that's not a reason for one to say, let me step back and not participate.
Yeah.
So
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry. I spoke half there. So what I wanted to say was just like COVID. During. Do you remember during right before COVID when we got the lockdown? How crazy were the toilet paper sales? Right, there was out of stock, right? So the people selling the toilet paper obviously had the opportunity during the peakest hour to make the biggest funds, right?
Yeah.
So before firms existed, we had to use credit cards, or if you had your own inheritance and etc. like that. But obviously, with our country, our economy, it's quite rough. You don't get a lot of those people. So the firms are there to create opportunity for us to manage funds that are beyond what we are capable of.
Sure.
So whether if it's a big book, doesn't matter. Just utilize, like you guys are here now, giving South Africans opportunities to manage more money than they actually have.
Sure.
So whether they're legit or not legit, just use the service because it's an opportunity. Take the opportunity and benefit yourself from it. So and then if they are legit and they last like 10 years, 20 years, then hey, you are going to be a VIP trader with them.
And then you've been eating.
It's all about no one's going to force you to go with you guys, and also the bad reputation from other firms shouldn't affect you guys.
Shouldn't, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I think it doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. And a lot of people are always saying MJ is against banks, and I'll tell you why I'm against banks. The money that you deposit in any bank right now doesn't exist.
Yes.
Doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Doesn't exist. Let's all go in a particular bank now and let's go ask for withdrawal. And let's see if they're going to give us all our money back at the same time.
I know they request you to advance.
Exactly.
Give notice.
Why? Why do they want the request? Because they want to source it somewhere.
Yes.
It doesn't exist. It's all about digital gimmicks.
Yeah.
I've worked there, I know. It doesn't mean that I was part of it, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, the banks are just a regulated Ponzi scheme.
Simple.
Yeah. If you have a problem with that, this is where I am. You can always come and join us. Let's look at VBS and let's look at Steinhoff.
Sure.
VBS is making the most noise because it affected the poorest.
Yeah.
Steinhoff, a lot of people don't know about this. The
Steinhoff issue.
Steinhoff issue. They don't. Because why? It was mostly benefiting the rich. So VBS, obviously, it was a Limpopo-based bank, but a lot of people are making noise about VBS. The same thing can happen to FNB, can happen to any bank. When Capitec started, what did people say? You guys are small. We don't trust you. We want to go with how can we help you? How can you help us? But look at now, when it comes to accounts in South Africa, they're number one, beating everybody. Oh, but obviously, sometimes 25th, your money is not there. So what I'm basically saying is that
down.
exactly, it's just the world of digitalizing everything. The money.
Yeah.
So for me, it doesn't really matter whether I'm trading at it's written demo. At the end of the day, as long as I'm getting my money back,
Sure.
as long as I'm getting my money back, doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
Any thoughts on your side?
I share that consensus. And I feel sorry for the guys waiting in the Capitec line.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
no, it's pretty rough. I've seen that as well.
it's 250 fee, man. Come on. It's fine. I completely agree. From that aspect, as long as for a client, as long as the client has been looked after, and it's regardless whether the funds hit the live account or not, because essentially the candlestick on MT4 versus what the banks are seeing is exactly the same. So it makes no difference.
I'm gonna quite agree with him there with the customer service, basically.
Sure.
Exactly.
Hey, when back in the days, when they just started, all the the credentials after you pass a phase or after you pay need to be manually sent to you.
Yes.
You got to wait for days.
Yeah.
Then at that time, the only thing you wish for is good customer service. And if you guys provide that, I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you're constantly talking to us and all that, then that helps a lot,
Yeah. All right. Execution or spread? Which one matters more?
Hey, but execution.
Or spread? Which one matters more? I've got a follow-up question. Don't worry. Yeah. Which one matters
Execution or spread?
Yeah. Which one matters more?
I don't think I get your question.
No, isn't okay. Isn't like because thing is again going back to some of the topics following the prop firm business model is that the prop firms right now. You guys were speaking about last week. You're speaking about the slippage. You were saying that hey, look, the slippage. Whatnot. So in other words, meaning that when you guys executed, it didn't execute at the moment when you executed.
Yeah.
So which one matters more? Is it spread or execution in this case? What matters more to you as a trader? So does it execute immediately? Or is it okay if it executes immediately, but the spread is a bit longer?
I think it would depend also on the type of a trader you are. Swing traders don't really care about spread and slippage and all that. But if you're trading on 1 minute and all you care about is small pips to take your TP,
Sure.
then definitely you're going to be concerned about that, especially spread.
And yeah, absolutely. It really depends on the type of trader that you are. And also I think it's for us to understand what execution also means. Sometimes you find the particular, even if on a straight taking the trades directly to live, you find that there's not enough volume to execute the trade. Right, directly from the LP. It's not necessarily a broker thing per se. Right, so that also plays a big role. So it's really, there's a lot of factors that go into how a trade gets filled. Right, there's a lot of factors that goes into that. And then so but the most important, like what I always say is that it depends on what type of trader you are. If you're really a scalper, spread will be your enemy.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, because you want to do this is why, I mean, even with our brokerage, we've got different account types. You've got your normal standard accounts, which is the bronze, and then you've got your raw spread accounts to cater for scalpers, guys that want to execute right where they see the price and so on. Right, so it all depends on the method that you use and the type of trader you are.
Absolutely, I agree with Jabu. Again, you'll find an account that's tailored specific to your trading style and how you particularly use that particular broker. So for me, I'm more interested in execution. I don't care about the spreads as long as I get executed where I want to execute. Just because my trading style allows me means that I must put in an order when price reaches a particular point. And now the thing is, that particular point, if I get slipped, my stop loss goes from 10 pips to, let's say, 15, 16 pips. So it dramatically increases the risk.
Sure.
But by that time that I've already calculated the lot size, I'm now risking more at no fault of my own, because I calculated, okay, my stop loss is 10 pips away from where price is now, but I'm being executed at, let's say, 16 pips away. And that would be a problem for me as a trader, because essentially my risk is almost doubled, because it's 6 pips more than what I was willing to risk. Again, it just depends on the type of trader.
Okay. So going back to the thing of I made a statement earlier on. I think there was a question that or statement, or I don't know how I phrased it, but saying that prop firms don't want people to win. Yeah, but obviously we see that with the whole saga of this year with the MFF, with the CFTC document saying there was specialized software that was used to hold people back from not being paid and all that, to hinder people from being paid or from winning. But my question is, can slippage or spread really affect whether a trader is profitable or not? Because some people are like, that broker, whatnot. But like, does that really change whether you're a profitable trader or not?
In my opinion, it does, yes. Okay. It does. I'll give an example. I was trading gold and it was about a month ago on a Thursday. So I don't know if it was CPI or something, but because of the slippage of where my stop loss was placed, I got executed. My entry was a lot higher than what I wanted to. So now things like that, by increasing slippage on certain instruments, it means it's not necessarily going to only ignore your execution order. It's going to ignore your take profit and your stop loss order, and that's where the biggest thing comes in. So instead of risking $2,000, that hitting stop loss actually violated my account because it went that far. So that's the thing. I went back to them and I said, guys, but this is beyond my control. How do I calculate risk when the slippage is on this side? What do I do? And essentially that's where the thing comes in. They think that prop firms are putting these slippages on, but essentially it's the market volatility. So it's not necessarily that it's being inputted in as the broker or the prop firm saying that I want to slip this instrument this much. It's essentially, like you say, when you execute a trade, there's supply and demand. So if there's not enough orders, or if there's too much demand, too much supply, it's going to ignore any orders that are in the way. That's how you get smart money concept trading. And essentially it all just boils on to each other. But it definitely has a negative impact.
Yeah. I think he answered for you. Yeah, no, I'm quite happy. No, that's it from me. MJ, anything from you?
I look on my right hand side.
I'll look right back at you.
No, guys. No, thank you so much. We've come to the end of our corner table discussion here. But we're not done yet. I don't know. Any closing remarks from you guys that you guys want to make?
I think the biggest thing I want to put across to everybody that's watching, wherever you are in your journey, the biggest thing that I always tell people is don't compare yourself to anybody that's around you or what they're doing, because it's the biggest demotivator, but it can also be the biggest motivator if your circle is right. And especially in South Africa, like Jabu mentioned earlier, people don't come to you based on what you're speaking and what you're saying. They go on based on what you're wearing and what you drive. And it's not always the case. And necessarily those people necessarily might be the very few that are very successful in trading. But you got to remember, if there's a fee somewhere that you need access to get to something, it's most likely not the case that they're actually traders. Because like you say, if somebody's barcoding and flipping an account 150%, where's their certificates at accredited firms? And I'm going back to, I got a lot of hate, so I own my Forex funds. Imagine.
I wanted to say, where's my money?
I was going to say about my refund.
I need a refund.
So I own Mzansi funded traders, but recently I posted a certificate from a firm out of the UK. And the reasoning behind that is because imagine I posted a certificate from my own firm. How many people would say that's fabricated, it's fake, and this? But at the same time, I'm getting hate for using another firm. But that's why, as an individual, I've always never shied on the side of flexing my lifestyle, but more the education that I can put out. And I think people need to start reevaluating where you go for your services. And don't get me wrong, there is good mentors out there, but there's more mentors out there that are interested in what's in your pocket than what they want to teach you. And that's my biggest thing to anybody watching.
All eyes on me now. All right. Just to say, I think the closing remark is to say, look, prop firms are not out there to get you. Let's look at it. The smallest package you spend, what, $800, 800 rand? What other stuff would you have misspent the 800 rand on, other than an opportunity for you to gain a bigger capital for you to start taking your trade seriously? So I really think people need to put more focus on prop firm trading, even like trading as a whole. Narrow down, just shut down the noise, and start focusing a lot more on how they can become better traders, and seek good advice. We've got our offices are in Sandton. We've got people there, like administrators, that will be able to give you proper information, and not just to say come directly only to us. Look for people that will give you proper information about trading, and then do not. And also, one of the most important things is that if you've traded without seeing success, please don't quit. Don't quit. Rather look, do a self-introspection and look at your method. Could either be the method or could either be your inspiration.
Sure.
Why do you skip the MJ?
Special. Save the best for last. He speaks here every week.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm very happy that I met you guys.
Sure.
Likewise.
In the term of where throughout this year, actually, I myself went on a journey that was potentially going to do what you guys are doing now. But obviously, things don't always follow through. So from my end, I'm very excited for you guys, and I'm excited to meet them. South Africa's first prop firm. So for all the traders out there, there's no guarantee ever of which firm is going to sustain and which one is going to crash. You just need to trust into your gut. Do your minimum research, and then I'll just put it simple. Like, even if you message FTMO an email, they're going to tell you if they're able to be book. You're just going to have to go with your gut. I mean, that is company non-disclosed information. So, but if you do want to support, I would recommend supporting you guys, because I'm very excited for you guys, and I do hope to see you guys grow and create a different perspective in SA. Obviously, not all the brokers are going to be happy with you guys, because you're going to be taking on the clients. But
we're ready.
Yeah. I'm vouching for you
I
guys.
think everything just kind of works together to some degree,
Absolutely.
I think everything works
Absolutely.
together. Yeah.
And excuse me, sorry to say that. And if there's sometimes, like Lee said just now, he wanted to go through the same route, but obviously something along the way didn't go right. And business people like yourself, look, we are welcome to also share some ideas on how we got it right. Right? It's not necessarily only for us to say we want to be we want to make all this money, or rather
monopolize all the money.
monopolize the industry. So yeah, if you really are serious about being in this business and want to learn more about the runnings and the back end of it, feel free. We're more than welcome to have a chat about it.
Yeah.
So not only are we giving services for traders, but also for business people as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And I love this platform so much. I've literally seen people connect because of the platform. Like, you find one person walking in for an interview, another one leaving, and it's like meet and greet there. And it's just like,
I think what he's really trying to say is he wants a commission.
can I get my 15%? No, that's great. Oh wait, before we go, I don't know. I want to poke you guys. Can you get some numbers in terms of stats from what you guys have seen so far?
Sure.
In terms of like the traders participating, is that cool? Can
That's
you get
fine.
some stats?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. It's a reflection.
So the thing is, we try to, or even on our Instagram, we try to post at least once a month on our statistics on how many people are on phase
Real
one, how many are funded, the total funding amount and stuff. The problem that we're figuring out is that it's changing every minute of every day, because a guy can be struggling for the past. We used to have a limit of 30 days, so there's a guy that just got to day 29 and now he's being funded. 5 minutes later, you go look at his account again and he's violated. So the thing is, it's constantly changing. You know what I mean? And it's and you'll find that there's such stupid reasons that people are failing, or forgetting 5% of 5,000 is not $500. It's 10%, and it's small things like that. But essentially, with Mzansi funded, we had our first payout, I think last week, and we've been operating for 2-3 months.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it just shows that not every single trader is going to get to the end point and reach and hold up their trophy. But I commend all the people that are going out of their way to be like, let me try this thing, let me see what it's like, and let me go on a journey. Because at the end of the day, if you think about, if you fail a prop firm challenge, you're only bettering yourself, because now okay, I must, instead of risking this, I must do this.
Yeah.
And essentially, you're growing yourself as an individual. And I think on record, I don't know, like I said, it changes every day. But I think the last time we checked, we had, I think it was 9 or 6 people on live account.
Yeah.
And then we still have about 18, 19 people going through phase 2, and then we have about 46 people on phase 1. So the numbers are relatively low, but for us, we're not going to post something out there that's not why we started the company, to get more sales. At the end of the day, we're not interested in driving Lamborghinis and using their funds to sustain our lifestyle. But we'd rather give that person an opportunity, like I said, he either has 800 Rand to eat for the month, or he has 800 Rand to trade. And I want to be that person to facilitate that. If he loses that 800 Rand, it's done on his accord, not on anything that we've done on our side to make us richer. We don't care about the money that comes in, but of course we charge a fee because there's a cost associated with offering the service. And that's exactly why we do what we do. is to give an actual person. I won't be able to sleep at night knowing that this guy's lost 100 rand and I slipped him because I didn't want him to get to a live account. I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I'd rather give that child or person somewhere a glimpse of hope to say, well, if I have this 800 rand and I can make something of it, I want to be given that opportunity. And who am I to take that opportunity away from you? And that's the whole reason why we started both companies.
Yeah. And also, just to add on to that, the stats generally from a prop firm space, they're very low, very, very low. And also as Mzansi funded traders, we were about 6% of the people that were actually funded. And in 3 months, since June we started, and we only had one payout.
And I want to say that one payout is not a reflection on anything we've done on our side. It's a reflection of the traders trying to look for shortcuts or trying to get rich quickly or something like that. And I think that's why we're so proud about this payout, because we know it's an individual. It's not his first account at us. I think it was his second or third account after failing that he actually got to the end and actually got a taste of something. And for us, that means the world to us, rather than posting fake certificates for IBs that just want to make money off commission or something, but rather to say this guy now has $500 that he was able to withdraw from an 800 rand start.
Very interesting, eh? Gotta say. So it says a lot about your traders in South Africa. If there really is a skill. Yeah, because I know a lot of people attack me for saying that they getting inspired with nonsense. A lot of DMs were coming in. You are discouraging us, and even some mentors. Some mentors. But at the end of the day, I think we have to say what we have to say, because generally what we sometimes say on the platform, it saves other people from so-called scammers, you know. But I also appreciate the fact that, look, you guys have a prop firm, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, at times I would analyze the market with him. You know, so it tells me a lot about the type of traders they are, because I know generally most people that are in the world of trading, they're not traders. You know. So I've seen. I think last time when we were trading, you're chasing a certain account with a certain
with another prop firm.
So it really opened up my eyes to say, look, these guys, they really know what they're doing. I mean, how do you play for Chiefs and say I want to go for trials for Chiefs, for Pirates, and you know,
that's where you should be going for trials.
Oh, by the way, he's a Pirate fan. He's always said.
No, guys, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your time. Lee, thanks for coming back again.
No
2 weeks in a row.
I'm sitting next to MJ.
Better be careful, brother. This is my chair.
Andy, Souls, thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it.
You know what? I watch podcasts, or the international podcasts. We're also international, by the way.
I wanted to correct you.
To them, we're international.
We've got international viewers. You know, I was actually watching some of the big ones there abroad as well. You know, I like what's going on there on the other side. You know, you find that people are supporting each other with different podcasts and whatnot, and it has no business with what broker or prop firm you are. People will still come with even though they're ripping another broker and ripping another brand, they still come to a different podcast. I'm like, yo, this culture they've created overseas is so inspiring. Now I look here in Mzansi here in South Africa. There's so many guys who wouldn't even
come here
because in Mzansi, particularly because I know I've had conversations with guys like, it's a conflict of. I'm like, at the end of the day, we're all in one industry, we're all trying to eat, we're all trying to provide information, and this is me. The reason why I'm saying this is kudos to you guys for like just coming out here regardless of where you guys are. It means a lot to me. It's just like, yo guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and obviously I wish all the best for you guys endeavors moving forward. And I hope you guys grow. You guys know where to go. Can I get a special promo code?
Oh, you're so nice, bro. I was gonna ask, can I get a free challenge, bro? Just throw me 100K.
I was gonna ask, can I get a percentage from the setting stage?
TTSA. I think we'll do a promo TTSA. We'll do a promo.
Can we buy some shares?
Hey guys, I'm playing, guys. Next thing they complaining that side. No, but for real, guys, please, guys, reach out to Souls and Andy on social media. Well, obviously your social media details will be down below. People can reach out to you guys if you guys are interested. You guys heard the numbers for yourself. You heard the transparency for yourself. I'm not promoting them or anything, but they spoke for themselves.
Yeah, sure.
I say more, you know. Thank you, Lee, for coming out. Like I said, thank you, Andy, Souls. Thanks, MJ.
Appreciate it, man.
We still
It's the first time he's thanking me.
you know what? I take that back. No, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Which camera am I holding at? I'm here. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching with myself, Nqobile Tembane.
MJ Givens Kgasi.
Yeah, it was good. See you guys on the next episode. See you guys next week. And we out.
Ciao.
By the way, guys, this is how I see you. I think we did a good job. If the CEO would clap.
You can see he's on work in pajamas. Wearing a suit here.
Oh, no.